Okay, so I'm continuing on with this song. I'm kind of going to make the assumption that you're still working on the arrangement part of it. So I thought rather than go on to something new, what I would do is just look at the song from the standpoint of a single note melody and playing rhythm. Because it's always good to, even though we work on arrangements a lot, it's always good to work to some degree on single note melody and just straight rhythm playing. So on the two sheets, I'm going to kind of work from the end. On the second sheet, I have the word D major. That's just showing the D major scale, which is in second position. So we would have 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 2, 3. And the reason we're kind of starting with that is because, except for one note, this entire song falls within the parameters of that scale, which I always find interesting, that an entire song kind of falls within that small range of notes. So what you want to do is just play through that scale a few times, ascending and descending. You can use that as a warm-up. And the melody is going to lie within that scale. There is one accidental where we come from second position, we come back to get the G sharp, but then we come right back. You'll see that later on. The other thing that I have towards the end of that second sheet is just a kind of a chord chart. I'm sure you're familiar with a lot of these chords because we use them in the arrangements. But I just thought I would put them there as a handy reference if for some reason seeing them out of the context of the arrangement, just seeing the chord names kind of threw you a little bit, then you can refer back to this. So basically what we have is we have our D. Very simple, right? Open, 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 2, 3, 2. For the A suspended, like if I was going to go from the D to the A suspended, which is what happens at the beginning of the song when we're playing rhythm, I would leave the ring finger where it is, just bar that first finger and grab the bottom with my thumb. A suspended, and then when it goes to A, I would just lift up my ring finger. So when I'm playing it, I tend to kick out the high E string. You could, if you wanted to, you could just play it with these fingers instead, and then you could incorporate the high E. I don't really care about that, so this is the way I play it. And then we have the E minor 7, which is 2, 2, open, 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 open. The B minor, which is 9, 9, open, 7, open. Now when you're playing that B minor, if you happen to hit the open E2, perfectly fine, it's going to work in this song. After the B minor, it's typically going to go to an E7. So when going from the B minor to the E7, I would just slide the first finger down to the first fret of the G string and then drop the second and third finger. So I'm going from here, and then I'm just, as I slide down, then I just go to there, and now I'm on the E7, 2, 2, open, 1, open, open. The other option that presents itself is the E7 with the G sharp in the bass, which I play with my thumb, 6, 7, 6, 7, open, open. And then once again the A chord, 2, open, 2, 2, 2. And then the A7, 2, open, 2, open, 2, open. So those are the chords that'll be used in the song. And so what I'm going to do is play through it, and we're going to use this as a play along. I'll play the melody, I'll play the chords and we'll switch off. So when I'm playing the melody, you'll play the chords, and when I'm playing the chords, you'll play the melody. So you'll get to practice both. I'm going to just go through the melody. So once again, we're going to play it in second position. And the other reason I like using, you see I also wrote it out in standard notation, just so you could maybe get a little bit, further your grasp upon standard notation a little bit. Because this song, is basically rhythmically simple. We have half notes and quarter notes almost throughout. And we have one or two cases where we have a dotted half note, which is 3 beats. So going from the beginning, it starts on the 4th beat. There's a pickup on the 4th beat. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. There's that spot. We'll just come out of second position for that one note, and then we're back in second position for the rest of the song. I'm going to take it from the beginning of the second line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay? I noticed as I was playing through it, there's one more chord that I didn't put in the chord chart. I'll add it. D major 7 with an F sharp in the bass, and it only happens on a single beat, 3rd line down, 1st measure. So it'll go from the D, 1, 2, 3. Then when we go to the D major 7 with the F sharp in the bass, all we'll do is we'll flatten out the 1st finger to get the top 3 strings, and then put the ring finger down here on the 4th fret. Okay, and then from there to G. I actually didn't put the G in the chord chart either, but the G is 5, 5, open, open, 3. Or it can be 5, 5, open, 4, 3. So the G chord can be, when you're playing the rhythm, I probably would just tend to use the open G chord. I call it open, it doesn't have a 3rd, like 5, 5, open, open, 3. That's the one I would tend to use. So coming from that D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Like that. But that's up to you. When you're playing the G chord, you can use just that, 5, 5, open, open, 3, 5, 5, open, 4. That adds the 3rd to the chord. And if you want to get real fancy, you can even bar the 1st finger and a little half bar and get all 6 strings in there. That's entirely up to you. So now looking at the chords, So we have, with the pickup on the melody, and then the chords start D, 1, 2, 3, 4, A suspended, to A. And then I have G in parentheses, because the reason I put that there is you can either use the E minor 7 to the A, to the D, or you can use the G to the A, to the D. From the D it goes up to the B minor, so you just slide that first finger up to the 7th fret and drop the ring finger and the pinky. So that officially only the first 5 strings are in the chord. If you happen to get the E, it's going to work. We'll just make it a B minor suspended 4. And then, as I said, going from that B minor down to the E, just sliding the first finger down on the same string. Then we have A, E minor 7, and A, to D, 1, 2, 3, there's that D major 7, 4, 1, 2, then the E7 inverted, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, A suspended, to A, to D. Okay, let me put that all in context now from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, on the strum I'm kind of just doing a combination of, just a variation of like 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Anything like that'll work. 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4. Just kind of a mix of, and I'm using all downstrokes for the most part. You know, just that kind of thing. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and without any talking, I'm going to go ahead and give you a rhythm play along to practice with. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you might have noticed on page 1 at the very last measure I kind of stopped around the first beat on that D, and then that's where the chorus would start. E, it is well, the it is well part, and then I'd resume the strum on this, on where the second page picks up. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the melody through for a play along for you. Play it along with me. And then I'll just go ahead and do what I said. I'll play the melody and the chords to get, one time through each. And then you can alternate playing the melody one time and the rhythm one time. So here's just a play along to practice the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then that's where I would start the next part. So we'll count, when we get to the end, we'll count through those 2 measures. So there'll be basically 7 beats, and then the pickup over on the first page, which would be the 8th beat, or the 4th beat of the second measure. Okay, so what I'll do is, let's see, what do I want to play first? I will play the melody first, and then I'll play the rhythm, and you play the melody the second time through. Okay? So here we go. So this is for the actual play along for both parts. First time you play the melody, I don't know what I said. Doesn't really matter. So let's say the first time you play the melody, and then the second time I'll play the melody. Okay? Okay? So I'm going to count to 3 and you'll come in on 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where you'll start. And I'll be playing rhythm, and then we'll count out the final measures, and then we'll switch. Okay? 1, 2, 3. pitch. 1, 2. Okay, I don't know how that went for you. I'm assuming the very first time listening to this, you probably haven't tried it, but it's there. Obviously, you want to become familiar with the lead and the rhythm parts before you attempt that final play along. But my suggestion would be try to take in as much of the actual notated melody too. Try to, get as much of that into your knowledge base as possible. This way, when you're playing along with the play along, you can relate to the page, and that'll help you stay in the right spot as far as coordinating the rhythm that I'm playing against your melody and vice versa. So the more familiar and the more you're in tune with what's actually on the written page, the better. Try not to just do it from some type of memory or whatever. Try to take in as much as possible when you're learning this. Try to, if you can, when you're learning the melody especially, try to visualize both parts, the notated part and the tab part. Try to kind of make a connection in your brain through those two things, and thereby gain a little bit more command of the written note too. Okay, so I thought that would be helpful, kind of help round out this song a little bit. Next week we'll round it out a little bit more. We'll do it in the transposed key, and then we'll move on to something new. Any questions? You know what to do.